Svayambhu Manu was the son of Brahma and a part of Hari. He and his wife Shatarupa had two sons, Uttanapada and Priyavrata. When Uttanapada grew up, he became king. He had two queens, Suruchi and Suniti. Suruchi's son was named Uttama and Suniti's son was named Dhruva. King Uttanapada loved Suruchi more than Suniti, and because of this, he would often take Suruchi's son Uttama on his lap. One day, when Uttanapada was sitting on the throne, little Dhruva came to him and wanted to sit on his father's lap too. But his stepmother Suruchi stopped him. She said, "You are Suniti's son. You have no right to sit on the king's lap. If you want this privilege, you must be born as my son. So pray to Lord Hari and practice spiritual disciplines. Perhaps then, in another life, it may happen." Dhruva burst into tears and ran to his mother. Suniti was also overcome with grief. Taking him on her lap, she consoled him and said, "My dear boy, don't cry and don't bear ill will towards your stepmother. One who makes others suffer will himself have to suffer. Can your stepmother, by speaking so harshly to you, ever get peace? But my dear son, she was right. The king does not care for me. Suruchi has rightly told you to worship Sri Hari with one-pointed devotion. There is no other way for you to gain the highest favor." Even Brahma attained his position by worshipping Hari's lotus feet. The rishis meditate on those same lotus feet. Pour out your heart to that lotus-eyed Sri Hari. He alone can take away your unhappiness. Dhruva had complete faith in his mother's words. Without wasting any time, he set out for the forest, leaving the kingdom far behind. On the way, Dhruva met Narada, the great rishi, who is always near God's sincere devotees. When Dhruva told him about his plan, Narada said, "My dear Dhruva, I see that you are only a child, and yet you are going to practice tapasya, intense spiritual discipline. Tapasya is extremely difficult, and to realize God is even more difficult. Even great sages who have practiced severe austerities cannot always attain Him. So, dear boy, surrender yourself to the Lord's will and accept whatever He ordains. Then gradually you will acquire knowledge." But Dhruva was not consoled by these words. He replied, "My stepmother has insulted me terribly. My mind is very restless and my heart finds no peace. In this state, your words do not make any impression on my mind. O great Rishi, you are a descendant of Lord Brahma himself. Please show me the way to realize God." Narada was filled with admiration for the child's determination. He said, "I was only testing you. You are right. Worshipping and meditating on Sri Hari is the only way to realize Him. Go to Madhuvana on the bank of the Yamuna river. Sri Hari is always present there. Call on Him with your whole heart and soul. With a concentrated mind, meditate on His four-armed form endowed with all auspicious qualities. And repeat this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya." Narada's instructions sank deep into Dhruva's mind. After paying his respects to the rishi, Dhruva left for Madhuvana. There, he practiced such intense meditation and austerities that even the gods became frightened. After 6 months of terrible tapasya, Sri Hari became pleased with the boy's devotion and decided to reveal himself to him. Then, the beautiful Lord appeared before Dhruva. Dhruva was overwhelmed with wonder and love. He threw himself at Sri Hari's feet, surrendering his entire heart and soul to him. He wanted to sing the Lord's praises, but being only a child, he did not know how. So Sri Hari touched Dhruva's cheek with his divine conch, which represents the Vedas themselves. At once, in a voice choked with emotion, Dhruva began to sing the praises of the Lord. Sri Hari was pleased and wanted to grant Dhruva a boon. He said, "My dear Dhruva, you will ascend your father's throne and rule for a long time. At the end of your life, remembering me, you will go to a resplendent realm that has never been attained by anyone else. All the luminous bodies revolve around that realm. It is the Dhruva pole star. That realm is eternal. You will never have to come back to this world from there. It will survive even the destruction of the universe. Saying this, the Lord returned to his own abode. Dhruva had left his father's home to propitiate the Lord, and now his desire had been fulfilled. Yet he was not happy. He repented that after seeing the Lord himself, he had not asked for the Lord's own blissful state. Deluded by Maya, he had been satisfied with attaining an earthly kingdom. When King Uttanapada heard that his son was returning home, he himself went out of the city to receive him, accompanied by his ministers in a beautifully decorated chariot. He had already heard from Narada about Dhruva's intense austerities and how Sri Hari had blessed him by appearing before him. Now, at his son's return, the king's joy knew no bounds. With tears flowing down his cheeks, Uttanapada embraced and kissed his son. Then he placed Dhruva on the back of an elephant for a ceremonial return to the city. When Dhruva came of age, Uttanapada crowned him king and then retired to the forest to practice tapasya and meditation. Dhruva ruled the kingdom well, as the Lord had commanded him to do. In the meantime, his brother Uttama, Suruchi's son, was killed by a yaksha, a demigod, while out hunting. Suruchi, who went out searching for him, also died. When Dhruva learned of their deaths, he was filled with anger and grief. He set out to punish the yakshas and attack their kingdom, Lakapuri. A terrible battle followed, and thousands of yakshas were killed. Dhruva's wrath continued until his grandfather Swayambhu Manu intervened. Only then did Dhruva stop the killing and end the battle. Kubera, the ruler of the yakshas, was pleased that Dhruva recognized his mistake and ended the battle. He offered Dhruva a boon. Dhruva replied that his only desire was to have constant remembrance of the Lord. With great joy, Kubera granted his prayer. Dhruva became an enlightened ruler. He saw God within himself and in all beings. After a long reign, he gave the kingdom to his son and left for Badrikashrama to meditate on the Lord. When his end drew near, the messengers of Vishnu came and took him straight to Dhruvaloka within the realm of Vishnu. And to this day, the Dhruva star shines bright in the night sky, reminding everyone of this great soul.